Hello, today I'm going to talk about bottle sanitizing. It's a question I get quite often, is why is my bottle baby, why is their poop looking either kind of a whitish yellow color, or why does it look like kind of cottage cheese or like curdled undigested milk? Why does it have like a green tint to it sometimes? I get that question quite often from bottle feeders, and so today I kind of wanted to go over some bottle sanitizing information because I think it'd be really helpful. So when I bottle feed, I only bottle feed one time from a bottle until that bottle has been sanitized completely. I never reheat formula, even if the bottle is empty. I never refill it. Once it has been given to a kitten, that bottle's done until it's been sanitized. And to avoid any extra waste, usually, you can get to kind of know your kittens and how much they're eating. If I only have one kitten and I know that they're eating around 15 mils at a time, that's about up to that first line. I'm going to fill it up to a little higher, so I would rather waste a tiny bit and not have to risk them sucking any air. But I only fill it up to what I know that they can eat. And if I have an entire litter, then obviously I fill it up to what the entire litter can eat in one sitting. For when I do my bottles, I personally have a lot of bottles because I hate doing bottles every day. So I'll show you guys what I do. Hold on. Okay, here is my bottles. I keep all of my bottles, my used bottles, in the fridge, and I keep one container of the bottles and then one container, a little mason jar of the bottle nipples. And the reason I do that is because it avoids growing any unnecessary bacteria, because I personally prefer to just do it once every couple of days, which in my opinion is perfectly fine because they are being completely sanitized every time. So when I do my bottles, I get them all kind of set every one of them out, I'll set them all out, fill them all with soapy water, with warm, as hot as your hands can handle soapy water. And then take your bottle brush and make sure you get every square inch of that bottle everywhere. I like to go around the edge of the bottle rim, just sometimes it gets some milk around the edge. And then be sure you get up in here and down around the bottom especially. That's where milk likes to kind of settle the most and get kind of dried up. Okay, now that I have all my bottles scrubbed out, now I rinse them all. And then I just shake them out until the water is clear. And then they go into a pot of water that is warming up on the stove. And then I just keep doing it for all of them. And the other way that I sanitize the bottles is with a Dr. Brown sanitizing bag. And it looks like this. It's used for, I believe, human bottles, and they use it a lot in hospitals, I've heard. But you take 2 ounces of water, which is 1 bottle's worth, and you just pour it in. And then you put all your bottles, all your rinsed out bottles in here. Turn that off. You just put all the rinsed out, cleaned bottles in there, and then you close it up, microwave it for 2 minutes, and it will be, it'll all be sanitized. I use both methods, boiling and the bag, just depending on how much time I have. I prefer boiling, but if I only have like a couple of bottles, or if I'm just kind of short on time, I'll just pop them in that bag and call it good. And for all the bottle nipples, I just pour the soap right in there. Make sure it's nice and hot. And then I let the bottle nipples kind of do the agitating of the soap for me. And that seems to get it a lot cleaner than if I clean out with one of these tiny guys. It just doesn't seem to really get up into the pointy part of the nipple very well. So I know that they're all getting nice and clean this way. And then I pour it out and I just keep rinsing it. And then these will either go into the boiling water or into my sanitizing bag with all the other bottles. Okay, now that today I chose to use my Dr. Brown's bag, just so I can get the video done a little quicker. So as you can see, super steamy. They are very, very hot. I don't know if you can see probably not. But they have all the steam all inside of them. They have been definitely disinfected. And then it just has a little thing, I don't know if you could see it, where, no, I can't do it with one hand. But it has a little thing where you tip the bag and then you pour out all the excess water. And then usually I just fill it up with cold water so it doesn't burn my hands. But after everything has been sanitized, let me flip the camera around. After everything has been sanitized, I like to put my bottles on one of those little grass thingies that they have for baby bottles. I do that with not only the bottles but also the nipples, so they can get nice and dry and no bacteria is getting in there. Another thing I really like to use is for filling my bottles. A lot of people just try and pour the formula in and hope for the best and make a huge mess. These come on, I think, in a pack of like 40 of them for $10 or something, but you only need a couple, so I've given them to so many people. But these little funnels are amazing, and they just fit so perfectly. I think it's called like a 2-ounce funnel, plastic funnel or something if you find it on Amazon. There is that makes things easier, and I'll show you another thing I have that makes formula a lot easier too. Okay, the other thing that I really, really love for doing bottles is my blender bottle. It's made for, I'm sure you guys have seen these, but it's made for like protein shakes and stuff. These make the formula so much smoother and you know, not chalky or chunky or anything. It makes the formula blend really, really well. I've heard of some people putting it in an actual blender, but that kind of froths it up, and I've heard it kills some of the nutrients if you froth it up too hard like that. So these blender bottles are really nice. That little spring ball in there seems to really help. There's all of my bottles and my scooper and funnel and my Dr. Brown's bag and everything. So there is my setup, how to properly sanitize all your bottles and everything. I hope this helped. Let me flip the camera around one more time. Okay, so I know all of that looks really, really overkill, and I don't know, maybe it is. I know a lot of people get away with just rinsing the bottles out. I know a lot of people get away with reheating bottles, but the truth is you're going to have a lot more problems. You are going to have at some point a kitten with bacterial problems and you can't figure out why they're having diarrhea and a lot of the problems can absolutely be solved just by having some clean supplies and making sure that they are sanitized properly and thoroughly, because bottle babies, you know, kittens they get immunities from their mom's milk. It really, really, really keeps them healthy. Without mom, they're not getting a source of good probiotics in their bodies. They're not getting antibodies. They're not getting her, depending on how young they are, they may not have even gotten her colostrum, which reminds me, I will show you guys if I can even find my tube. Well, oh, here it is. This Breeder's Edge Nurture Mate. This is artificial colostrum, and every neonate under like 24 to 36 hours old, I think it's up to 72, matter of fact, they should be getting that colostrum. It will literally change their life for the long term. You know, kittens that do not get mom's colostrum in the beginning, they can have problems with digestion and everything for a very, very long time, sometimes their entire life. So giving them that colostrum, just having it on hand, keeping it in the fridge, just in case, you know, during kitten season, it's really good to have. Even if you don't use it, who cares? It's only like 20 bucks or something for a tube. It's better to waste 20 bucks than have some neonates that just don't get the colostrum that they need. But yeah, anyway, that's how I do all of my bottles and keep everything nice and clean to avoid any bacterial problems with the kittens, since they do not have an immune system yet. It's very, very, very important. Good luck this year.